Hello everyone, I'm just getting everything set up now. Give me a sec. Stuff's a bit all over the place. How are you all going? Can you hear me? If not, I'm talking to nothing again. Right. What's going on today? You're all good, fantastic. Is music playing? Guys, can you hear music? Like, you should be able to hear some funky dance music playing while my image is there. If not, something sort of... You can hear music. Now, why the hell can't I hear it? Oh. Hang on, I'm just sharing this with everyone on all my social medias. Go. On. Discord boys in. It's over already. Are you kidding? I've just... Come, it can't be over. I've just started. Come on, no. Switch. Okay. Now audio's on. How are you going? How are you going? Oh, what? Okay. What's going on here? How are you all? All good? No sound? Sound should be playing now. All good? File saved. Okay, guys, I thought we'd do a stream about the election. Let's jump over quick and have a look at what's going on at what do you call it? Sky News.
Do you see those points that Richo's talking about, the strength of his, the way that he puts his case like he did at the People's Forum during the week? He's a potent communicator, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. And he's got a massive taxpayer-funded team to help him on that, and social media and whatever. No doubt about it. This man could sell pixie dust, you know, and look like he really meant it, and it was really important for you to buy it. And he's done it for essentially that. But, you know, the thing is, whatever you're selling, Victorians on the whole wanted. But let's not forget that he has lost more than 6% of his primary vote. So there was a revolt against him, except it went to more radical alternatives on the left mainly, and also to the Teals. So, you know, there is... It wasn't a vote of great confidence. We love what you've done and we want more of it. The tide is going...
Sarah is saying, I hope Andrews loses Musgrave. We'll have to see.
Unable to seal that deal because for all the...
How's the audio of the Sky News, guys? Is that
showing
okay?
Conviction for what he believed, even if he think it was rubbish. The Liberals did not. And it's extraordinary. Like, we've been complaining about the treaty with Aborigines. The Liberals are for it. We've been complaining about Conservatives, I'm talking about. We've been complaining about the crazy emissions cuts. Well, the Liberals wanted emissions cuts even harder than the federal Labor government.
Audio's good. 19.8% counted, way too early. Yogi's hoping, but there's a trend. You usually pick up the trend at the beginning. That's the thing.
Most potent promise in this campaign. It was a high rotation in the ads.
I want to show you guys something. I'll just pause this audio here. I want to show you something. Okay, watch. I'm going to do a snipping tool. Oh, you're kidding. Look at that. I can't snip ABC. See that, how that's black? That's ABC iView. I'm watching ABC iView now. They're not letting me record it or screen capture it, guys. So we can't, I'm sorry, we can't have a look at ABC iView on the channel. Can we hear the audio? Let me see. Can you hear this? Use green shot. I don't know what that is.
This is the seat of Werribee, west of Melbourne. The seat is held by the Treasurer, Tim Pallas, with 9.2%. But there's a challenge from car dealership owner Paul Hopper, who's running as an independent there. The Liberals...
So, oh boy.
Lots of things, even the budget.
So we'll be sticking with Sky News tonight, guys.
Of standing by someone who'd got sacked for being part of a Christian church. Can you believe it? And, you know, look, this is partly the problem. These aren't problems that just came from, you know, the campaign. It's a widespread Liberal problem. The Liberals have not dared to argue against these things. Federal Liberals the same. They won't even tell you where they are on a treaty or on the Voice, the Aboriginal-only parliament. They won't dare to say that. The Liberals got to know you're going to get criticised, but you're only remembered for what you did take a risk on, where you did, you know, go against the grain. Your enemies will always advertise you better than your friends, and they've got. This is a work of.
Okay, let's have a look over here, guys. I've got the Victorian election results. I mean, let's start off. What do you reckon? Do you think this is an Andrews victory? Is Andrews and Labor won it? Who's going to call it, guys? Let me know. Let me know in the chats. I mean, to be brutally honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Andrews won at all. I would not be surprised at all if he gets back in. Hang on, I'm just moving all your chat around so I can control where I'm seeing it. Simon, I'll bet will be brownouts in power. Oh yeah, probably. What do you expect? Truth is stranger than fiction. A win for the people. There you go. We got it. I mean, is anyone at all surprised if Andrews were to come back in, that they'll all vote for him again? I was hoping that the Labor government in Victoria would get kicked out, because then that sends a clear message that we've turned our back on COVID, we've turned, you know, restrictions. Oh, you could potentially lose an election. You know, mandates. All of that is behind us, and we're moving forward. And the electorate punished the politicians, but it doesn't seem like that. Maybe I'm being too optimistic. Ross is going, yep, Andrew is winning. Vote one for the other guy. Yeah, well. Dan the man got it in the bag. Laugh out loud nightmare. Well, it could be. How many people left Victoria and came up to Queensland? I've been watching this series on Babylon B on YouTube about a couple that leave California and go to Texas, and just how they're running around trying to say, you know, vote for this. You know, we left California because it's horrible. Vote for this same person that is going to implement the exact same rules here. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. SKB thinks elections have always been a fraud. I don't know. I think people are pretty stupid. He promised a lot of free shit. He's going to privatise power. Oh, no, he's going to nationalise power after Victoria. The Labor Party were the ones that actually started the privatisation of power in Victoria. He's going to bring it back now. So create the problem, and then they create a solution. Oh, boy. So let's see. What can we see here in the results summary? Lower house. Where do we want to see, guys? We've got all the lower house districts in Victoria. I don't know. It's, you know, I was a kid when I was living in Victoria. But where do you reckon we should do have a look at? Baywater, Berwick, Box Hill. Box Hill. You know, that's a pretty conservative Asian suburb there in Box Hill. Let's see, where did they vote? So you've got the Animal Justice Party. Well, let's do it by percentage of votes. 1.77. The Freedom Party of Victoria. Is that the one? No, that isn't the one. That was the sack Dan Andrews on, the dodgy one. So Liberals got 34.5%. The Greens 15.95%. Labor LDP 2.09. Family First 1.79. Labor 40%. Oh boy. Two-party preferred 57%. There you go, guys. There you go. Oh boy. Hang on, I've lost my V Mix Social. Probably immediately left Queensland when they changed the housing laws. Yeah, there you go. Oh boy. Kashmir, more socialism. Well, it seems to be what the people want. This is the problem with democracy. It's mob rule, in a way. You know, it's mob rule. Oh, boy. Let's jump and watch to see what Sky have to say about this, guys. Well, hang on. We'll jump over here to the left.
Liberal leader David Southwick, appreciate your time this evening. Thank you. Michael Kroger.
Yeah, look, his seat looks to be in trouble, and that would be a great tragedy. David Southwick is a member of Parliament of immense personal quality, and if he loses, the Parliament's the poorer for his passing politically. Can I just make one other really significant point about how the Liberal Party acts and campaigns over the 3 or 4 year period? You tend to do best in elections where you fight the election on your brand equities, your core brand equities. So what are Labor...
Oh, boy. Yeah, they're calling it. They're calling it. I barely started streaming and they're pretty much calling it for Labor. So all the media about maybe a backlash for Andrews. What's Andrews district? Where is he? Hey, Burko, how you going? How you going? Censorship, Florian, what's going on? John, what's happened? I'm trying to find his thing. Hang on. Oop. What do I want? Oh, it's all over the place today, guys. It's all over the place. Chat mod says Andrews will win. I'll bring this one down here. John, deleted comments. Really? Oh, it must have been an accident. I've got 4 screens here trying to go. Or it could be if you try and share a link. I've turned links off again because we just get hammered with spam. We get hammered with spam. The bots, the bloody... If I talk about crypto, we just get dumb with spam. Trying election results. Do we have a map or anything? Nothing exciting here. You know, I want to see something visual. Where do you think's a good site to go to, guys? Because this one sucks. What does ABC have? They're usually pretty good. ABC projects Labor to win the Victorian election. Okay, 22.6% counted. Pornhub. You're not that depressed, mate. Not when you turn into that, Johnny. Not when you turn into that. Come on. Years ago, I looked at actually using that as a streaming service because everything was getting limited state. Any men's rights topics you discuss on YouTube would instantly get flagged. I looked at Pornhub as a source or a streaming platform because anyone can stream anything on there. And I downloaded these like guides they had for how to produce content. And it was, oh boy, yeah. Each their own, but no, I'm not a fan. Just get a wife. But yeah, hey, recession's coming. So there you go. Looks like they've already won. They've projected a win. The Greens will win Richmond and Northcote. Oh boy, so they're getting more. We're going left. We're just going so far bloody left, guys. Oh, and they're all cheering. They're all cheering. Oh boy. Love to see Geelong Animal Justice if he won. Again, okay. Let's have a look. Is this lower or upper house? I'm assuming lower. Lower house. There's Geelong. Geelong district results. Informal votes for See, the informal votes could be enough to swing an election. This is why you don't want to, you know, write you're a dick on it. They already know they're a dick. So, animal justice, 3.38%. But it's all if they do the funny stuff with the preferences over there, isn't it? They do the preferences. Family First, 5%. Liberals, 24%. Australian Labor Party, 46%. That they've got it in the bags. The Greens, boy, I mean, it's probably going to be between Labor and the Greens. Shit. There you go. Bye-bye, Victoria. Rest in peace. Pershing is asking, hope you and the family are well. Yeah, we're pretty good. We've had a bit of, like, a gastro run through us, through the family. But, we're all fine. I can't complain. Weakened me a bit. I haven't gone to the gym for days. It's the longest I haven't been. I'm feeling so weak. So weak. Having a beer, so sad for Victoria. And Ash is saying Victoria deserved what they voted for. Well, yeah, this is it. You get what you vote for. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Victoria is our version of California. At least Fiona Patton isn't doing well. Oh, well, that's fantastic. I mean, you know. Oh, boy. It's a landslide. You'd hope at least there'd be a bit of a turnaround. Tom is going, I guess the Dan haters were a loud minority. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like they were a loud minority. That's the thing. You know? Oh, boy. That's a good coffee. Maximin, this is why I'm doing everything I can to leave the country. This vile leftism isn't isolated to Victoria. Well, no, it isn't. It's not isolated to Victoria. It is a real problem here in Australia. It's just getting worse. Where else do we want to look at? Oh, Esther, I mean, that's going to be far left. Geelong with the cats. I mean, wow. Let's hear what they have to say a little bit at Sky.
4 years with the whole of our electorate, including the multicultural groups, working with the schools, working with community groups, and providing the infrastructure that we need in Melton. And we'll continue to do that with the hospital coming in,
said it when COVID started, the sheep
were
voting back in. Yeah,
removing level crossings throughout Melton, building a new railway station, improving the rail.
Tashmir is going, I heard Sack Dam was literally controlled op. Well, what's that lad that manipulates the preference flows for his own financial gain? So yeah, Sack Dam was exactly that. That's the problem, you know. Unfortunately, what was it? Which party brought it? The Angry Victorian Party or the Angry Voters Party brought it to light? But that's just how the system works. If people knew how to use their preferences, then you wouldn't be having that stuff going on.
Was it much more about...
Sky calls the election for Victoria, so that's it. Andrews is back in. Oh, boy.
Hi, Lisa, and thanks for that question. Look, I didn't pick up on a lot of anti-Dan sentiment out here in Melton. Clearly, people want things done out here. They want infrastructure. They want improvement. They want their roads improved.
We're so doomed in Victoria. Well, the problem is the debt's going to get even bigger in Victoria, guys. It's just going to go to the moon.
I don't necessarily agree with that. But
I mean, your children's children are going to be going into debt to pay for tampons.
It wasn't a massive anti-Dan sentiment.
That's what's happening in Victoria now. That's exactly what's happening. Dan Andrews has promised to go into debt to pay for tampons. Now, I kind of think that's a little excessive, that tampons are pretty cheap. If their charities want to provide it to people who can't get to it, or to communities or multicultural groups that may be a bit squeamish about discussing these things, sure, let them do that. No problem at all. But should the government be doing that? I guess I'm in the minority because Victorians think they should be. Channel 9 has called it an hour ago. So before I even started streaming, oh boy. Sorry guys, I'm a bit unorganised today. I've been having a bludge, okay? I'll admit it. I went shopping. It was a nightmare going shopping. And then I played some Anno 1800 and just chilled. I had a great day. I had a great day. Rob Crate, escape from Victoria while you can. Oh, it depends. All the people who are civil servants, they're just going to keep drinking the gravy train. You know. Off-road for Oz. It's because people like me who left Victoria, those that stayed, loved it. Yeah, probably. Ripper Mister, wow, Labour again, what the F is going on? I can't say I'm surprised. Very few, you know, that's... People voted for it, guys. People voted for it. You know what, we'll merge that one over here so your chats are coming up. And I'm just going to bring this video and dump him in here. Can I do that? No? Okay. Hang on. How's that? There we go. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, look at that. Polish operation here at HeiseSays. Guys, HeiseSays. Wake up, people both sides are owned by Big Pharma. I think Big Food is the one to worry about. Big Food owns Big Pharma. They're the ones really to worry about. It's all the crap we're eating. You know? Mr. Rip, what did he say? Looks like China's belt gets another shot. Yeah, I forgot about that. Of course, remember that? There you go. There you go. Oh, thank you, Agent Smith, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hang on, there we go. Stockholm Syndrome in full swing in Soyboyland, Victoria. I was hoping, I think another YouTuber did a video looking at excess deaths and comparing Stockholm, Sweden to Australia. It was Daily Insights. You should check him out if you haven't. You know, even though he's a vegan, don't hold that against him too much. But I was hoping now with the Shergold report and the backlash against the lockdowns that might manifest here, but it obviously hasn't. So Dan won. Yeah, pretty much he did. He did. Let's hear what Sky has to say a bit more.
We won Western Sydney. Mr. Howard won, Tony Abbott won, because we got into Western Sydney 25 years ago and built incumbency and held it. Just like after Kennett lost, Brax got in and built incumbency in country parts.
Liberals here in Queensland are a joke. They've got no shot. They're still using Campbell Newman to scare people into not voting for him. So what's going to happen in Victoria? You know, oh boy. Simon's going, honestly, Labor is like a drug dealer and all the debt is addiction and people are scared, but they don't realise it'll just get worse. Yeah. Yep. That's it. Boy. Master Pack, thank you for the super chat. Notice scammers are attacking me in your comments now. What do you mean they're attacking you? A bot's attaching on the back of your comments. That happens all the time, mate. I try and catch them, but they keep... There's a whole lot of bot accounts, and they just mimic people again and again and again. You can report it to YouTube. It doesn't do anything. I try and filter out the words, the number of words and terms. What I wish I could filter out on YouTube is emojis. If anyone uses an emoji, you know, fuck it. They've lost their right to leave a comment anywhere, I think. Yeah, but that's what it is. It's not you, it's just the bots. Agent Smith, thank you again for another super. What are you saying there? I back arresting people for Facebook posts. Oh, yeah. Victorian voters are a lost cause. Maybe they've forgotten. Maybe they've all forgotten. That's the thing. Or they're more interested in some infrastructure or the state nationalising power infrastructure for it. They'll be willing to chuck other people under a bus. I mean, how many people were not affected? Or they had a better life because they had free money coming from the government. The civil servants got a pay rise. Everyone worked from home. Let's see what they have to say here.
And focus on Cranbourne. Now, that's not to say, and I was accused of, oh, you want to abandon Kew. I don't want to abandon anywhere. But our policy positions are raison d'etre must be to the outer suburbs, the real forgotten people, because the people in Kew aren't forgotten. And I wrote that they were loud, rich and entitled, and they are. They don't need us. You know, they've gone and voted for the Teals and all these other people, but the folk in the outer suburbs, they need us. And we spent 3 or 4 months this year talking about health infrastructure. That's an important subject. But we weren't talking about what they really care about, which is cost of living. Why not? I mean, you had Crozier running around opening and announcing a new hospital every second week. Fine. But that's not a brand equity for the Liberal Party.
No, but at least she strongly neutralised.
They're clutching at straws there. They're definitely clutching at straws, aren't they? What do we have to say here? Labor equals massive debt. Yeah, but so does Liberal now, doesn't it? Is there much difference? I get this one. You know what? I'm going to put this one in here, so it's going to be easier for me to manage. Teals sound like a mix of Libs and the Greens. Yeah, I mean, the Teals are just... It's embarrassing seeing what they have to say. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Cost of living is just going to go up in the next few decades in Australia. It's going to get more and more expensive. Don't kid yourself to think it's not. Okay? It's just going to get more and more expensive here. We're going to see it. That's the future that Australians are voting for again and again and again. We'll have a look here. Victorian election results. We'll refresh. What do the ABC have to say here? Yeah, 49 predicted to win. Oh, Libs are nothing. They're getting hammered. Look at the Greens. And others won. How does one not stay black-pilled politically after this? Well, it comes in waves. It comes in waves. Well, sometimes you need to suffer to go through changes. And we haven't suffered enough, obviously. Well, the majority haven't suffered enough. We'll need a really huge bloody recession. But, you know, they may get lucky. China may increase spending and drag us out of it. They just need to have enough people to vote for them to get them across the line, and they'll just abandon all the people who are affected. You know? I mean, who's voting for Labor now and the Greens? Inner city rich toffs. I mean, there you go. Labor wins a third term of majority government in Victoria. Independent ahead in Hawthorn, vote count. There you go, Melissa Lowe. Oh boy. I want to see how the Libertarians did in Victoria. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That would be interesting. Mars is going, we're going to go bankrupt. Start catching bugs, people, you won't be able to afford anything. We won't go bankrupt. They'll just keep dragging it on. Dragging it on. I mean, here, you've got to realise, we just need to be better than every other shit place in the world, so people keep coming here. They'll just kick the can down the road for a few more generations. You know? I think it's still going to be fine. Life will still be okay. This is just going to be a more cost of living increase. That's what it'll manifest in. It'll be more woke bullshit. We'll get out even more. Cost of livings are going to go up even more. And you've got a progressive leftist government that's sweeping the country everywhere. And they've got an ideological position which most rational people would see as sexist and racist. But that's what the people are voting for, you know. Coco, you can shoot people with rubber bullets and still win a majority. Yeah, yes you can. You can do that. Or you can been able to do that for a long time. That's the thing. It's because they don't care about the people with rubber bullets. Master Pack, thanks for the super, mate. Debt is good, apparently. Inflation eats debt, it seems now. Money spent is worth more than money saved. Yeah, well, I don't want to live in an MMT world. I do not want to live in an MMT world. I really don't. I really don't. Agent Smith, how the hell is Labor going to buy back the power like the SEC? It's a pipe dream. That'll cripple Victoria. Do they need to think about it? They just need to say they don't even need to do it. They just need to say they're going to do it. Look at Biden in the midterms with the free university debt forgiveness. That never happened, did it? So there you go. 33%, 30.3% counted. Only 13 seats in doubt. Wow. Seven Cogs. How are the Libertarians doing in Australia? Here in NZ, ours hold 10% of the seats in Parliament and are growing in popularity. Wow, that's kicking our ass, to be honest. We've got a few in Victoria, in the lower house, the upper house, a couple around the place, but nowhere near 10%. That's shit, guys. Maybe we need to move to New Zealand. Honestly. The dollar will go further there. They've got good food. You could work remote. But the weather sucks. It's so cold. It is. But still, I wonder what Rachel would say. She's not watching. It's going. Hang on. That comment got caught. Trying to get it. Richard is going, this is how you know the elections are completely fixed or Australians are complete morons. Yeah, this is why I don't think elections need to be fixed. Honestly. I mean, 5% of the people make up their decision on the day based on the bloody how to vote card that's handed to them. If agreements between people, parties to move votes and preferences can get people into Parliament, it shows you most people don't give a shit. They're just ticking it. Maybe we need to go to voluntary voting. Oh boy. Not many safe places to go in the world away from left ideology. No, but, I mean, just study history. I mean, humanity, civilization kind of survived, many historical disasters before. The Bronze Age collapse. Well, humanity will be fine. It'll all be good. Maybe that's not how we want to compare, but oh boy. Well, let's refresh this. Well, it's been called. Victoria's in again. Let's see what are they saying on Sky. What? Is that it? Have they stopped their live coverage? Hang on, I'll bring that over here. Maybe they've stopped their live coverage because they think it's so hopeless. Wow. Jimbo the Jimbro. We're just in for more historical hard times. We'll live it. Just ain't gonna be fun for a while. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's just got to be a bit tougher.
Significantly forward on the climate change issue, which is going to be very hard for him.
But you've heard what Tim Smith and Peter Credlin have said about the targeting the more outer suburbs and to, like John Howard did with Western Sydney and so on.
John Howard...
Does he need to reinvent the Liberals along those lines?
Look, John Howard was a brilliant political strategist who understood the over 55 vote, and he used to dominate the over 55 vote. As Andrew has described, it's the millennial vote that Peter Dutton has to try and appeal to, and 1 in 5 is not going to see him win federal elections around the country. We
wait to hear what the leaders are going to do now in terms of concessions.
Is mine... Because I'm technically a millennial. Are we this bloody stupid? We're voting for all this shit. Are we the ones to blame? Crap, we probably are. I remember reading articles about all these young people loving leftism and socialism, and oh no. Maxon, check ABC News. We can't actually watch ABC News. I can only refresh this because when we watch it, they block out the signal. So they won't let me restream it. Cheeky bastards. Considering it's publicly funded, it should be freely available for all of us to do whatever we want with. There you go. When will politicians be responsible for people leaving the state? If you hate the situation of your state, just leave. Well, that's what's happening. People are leaving. They can't call an election. They're not CNN who can choose a president. Well, no, but they can play the odds statistically. You can tell. With the sample, when it's large enough, they've got a 31.9% count already. It's going to continue from there. That's the thing. You won't have any upsets. Unless it's really close, it's not going to happen. ABC direct streams to YouTube. Okay. I'll have to look at that. Let me try and find that. Derp derp. Jesus loves you no matter what happens. Well, yeah, that's true. You can take solace in that. But we're a very atheist world now, particularly Australia, very secular. So for a lot of people, sadly, that doesn't hold any sway and could explain a lot. Oh, boy. So, Luke is going, hello all. Hope Dan loses, he's a muppet. Yeah, got some bad news for you there, Luke. Everyone's calling it already. Everyone's calling it an Andrews victory. Everyone's calling it. Locke is saying, how you going, mate? Yeah, Dan won. With a majority. Majority government. 48 votes. We'll refresh here. So I'll try and find... Oh, it's okay. ABC. Okay. Let me have a look at that.
At Domain Homes.
Okay, we might have a look at a bit of that. Does anyone know if Ratnam and Patton got elected? Where were they? Where were Ratnam and Patton? I can't see them. Result. Oh, come on. Stupid thing. What electorate were they? Oh, they're the upper house, weren't they? Upper and individual results. Okay, hang on. We'll have a look at some ABC.
His first preference was last time. Liberals 23.
Can you hear that, guys?
No, I think he got about 9%, 11% on the new boundaries and reached second place and won a preferences. It's going to be really hard for him to get ahead of the Liberal from there if he's only got 8%. To know that he can get into second place is going to take a week to work out. They're going to have to count the first preference. We need a lot more votes to start with. But the change in vote there, Labor vote's basically the same. Birchall's vote's down 5% on the polling places, so he hasn't won. The other vote's down 3%. The Liberal vote is up 8.2%. I'm not sure if we've got a preference count or not. We don't. It's an independent Labor count. I haven't turned off the preference count. I'll get it to it.
RW is saying, looks like Labor love the lockdowns. Yeah,
Point Cook and Melton,
looks like they do.
Which were seats
it
mentioned
looks
as
like they
possible
do.
Losses for Labor. Now, again, it's a low count. Again, it's 14 or 15 candidates. Very tough for the Election Commission. Tim
Luke is going, damn it, I just came on. If you voted for Dan, don't come to Tasmania. We only sold 135 houses this week. It's crushing.
To vote for independence. It's just frittered away amongst the whole
Silver noob, I'm in shock. I can't believe Victorians are this stupid.
Labor's got twice the vote of me, Sean, at 44%.
Really, mate? Have you seen what's happened? I mean...
with so many candidates, he's going to get enough preferences to get over the line. So at the moment, it's a low
Richard's
count.
going, who the hell voted for Dictator Dan?
We'll hold that seat. I think we've got it in
we faxed that back.
Really,
they love him.
The push of those independents, none of those three independents.
The vote pool minority, we're a minority. That's the thing. That's the whole thing with the... When you go to events, when you go to protests, you may see a whole lot of people. They think there are a whole lot of people, and there's going to be political change. But it ain't that many people when you look at the total numbers. It ain't that many people. Silver's going, to be honest, this is extremely depressing. Don't let it get to you, mate. It'll all be good. It's just part of life, you know. Victoria needs to reap the consequences of this. That's, you know, they privatise their energy. It all goes to shit. Power goes even more expensive than the rest of the country learns. Hopefully. There's always going to be a bit of give and take. And the Liberals need to get their shit together. If they really want to appeal to young voters, they need to really get their shit together. Or else it's just going to get like this. And worst case, it could be 10, 20 years of this. You know? Marcio's going, yeah, lockdowns. Sit at home and get paid. Wait until you get locked at home and not paid. Then you'll wish you made a different choice. Ah, yes. Yep. Greens are so happy do they buy power from New South Wales. Yeah, it's gonna say. Max, and sorry to say, I think the leftism has just started. Yes, yeah, probably. You know. Time to get a government job, everyone. But yeah, let's have a look at results by region. That's still playing, yeah, it is. Results by region. Hang on. We're saying here. Abrahamic is going, it won't be good. I have to live with this until 2026. Mate, you may have to live with this even longer. You know, that's the thing. Let's just hope we don't have any more crazy lockdowns. Let's hope that's all behind us. You know, let's hope. I think it is. I think it is. They can't be that stupid. You'll just have very expensive cost of living in Victoria. Johnny, in the same world, a cheeseburger would have beaten dictator Dan, but the world is insane right now. Yeah, but a lot of people don't see him as a dictator. They see him as a good leader, and they like what he does. That's the issue, guys. Now you know it was. Now you know how it was possible a certain person in Germany won in 33. Yeah, well, I can't believe it. I think we've seen how it's possible that neighbours snitched on neighbours in the 30s in Germany so easily. I think that's become quite clear. Honestly, RW, if Labour wins, if Labour wins in every state, was watching Australian women complaining about issues with inflation mentioned. Australia has 20%. Austria has 20% VAT, Sweden 25%. If we have all bases Labour, then GST will go up considerably. You reckon? That would be insane if they really lift that up. Benjamin, Dan, the governor, governed me harder, yep. Luke is going, Tasmania is Liberal, thank God. Is it really one of the last few Liberal seats? Is my stream working there? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Just checking stuff, guys. Cleaver, hate him, but it was predictable. The Liberal Party somehow managed to find someone more unelectable than Dan. I mean, I didn't watch the debate. Did anyone watch the debate? Everyone said Guy was gotten trounced. You know. Let's see what they have to say at ABC.
There has to be some discussion internally within the Labor camp about addressing that problem, because this is now the third election in a row where Labor has absorbed swings against it in the West. It cannot keep sustaining that. So sooner or later, those chickens are going to come home to roost.
Bridget, is this something that you were witnessing on the campaign, that move away from the major parties?
I think Labor will be really disappointed in losing those inner city seats.
Maybe Liberals can no longer rely on the media to get them into power. Maybe they need to get some policies that actually help people. Does the media get Liberals into power? That sounds like a conspiracy theory. Are you a cooker, mate? Policies that help people. Like, just watch cost of living. What'll happen is people will experience a few years of hard left, and then they'll pivot again. It happens over and over again. It's just the cycle of things. You know? We'll see. We'll see. Cleaver's going, what's this? 48 hours before the election, the Treasurer still had, no budget? Guy was prone to loud outbursts and tended to attack the VEC. Oh, great. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe they're just used to it, used to losing. No budget estimates, okay. Guess I'm going to have to look to leave Victoria. Can't believe I live among people who would vote for totalitarianism. I mean, you can't be that surprised. You know, honestly. You can't be that surprised, guys. Oh, there you go. There you go. I mean, it's called. It's called. It's done. Let's go. Let's see what Sky has to say.
Felt that you couldn't do everything. You couldn't build the suburban rail link and rebuild the hospital system that needs to be done. So we put that forward to the Victorian public. That's what we we presented, and we're seeing a very strong pre-poll result coming in. Let's not forget that 50% of Victorians voted prior to today, or almost 50%. Now that's a huge number, and we've got to see those results come through.
What's the pre-poll going to tell us that we can't already predict right now? That the coalition will not be in any position to get into majority to get into majority government, or possibly even in a seat position, may lose seats.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think it is as bad as what some were predicting half an hour ago, and the trends are increasing. So let's see where it ends up. You know, it is improving every half hour in terms of our results, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
What are you hoping for, though?
Well, what I'm hoping for is to get good people in the parliament, like John Postage and Jess Wilson in my area of Southern Metro, for instance. They've worked so hard. They're excellent candidates, and you know that's those pre-poll results are trending towards holding those seats, and that's what I'd like to see.
We'll have to see. She sounds a bit desperate there. Let's refresh this for 3 more updates. 48, yeah, I mean, the coalition, what? 22 seats. The Greens are nearly equal to the National, guys. They're halfway at the Nationals. The Greens... boy. Boy, oh boy. Goonie. Apparently Victorians lockdowns. Yes, they enjoyed the lockdowns. Master Pack, I agree, Murdoch is the reason for Liberal power. Why don't you all like Murdoch? I don't get it. You know? It's like, what's his name? Rudd, rambling on and on about Murdoch, this every bloody Twitter post. He sounds like an insane man. You know, it's not a conspiracy to control people's minds when you don't want insane leftist policies, so you vote against them. So we'll keep going. Oh boy. Well, guys, I think that's it. It's called. There's no way Liberals are going to get up. The miners aren't going to make any significant headway. Labor's going to win, and Dan Andrews come in with a landslide. I can't say we're at all surprised. You know, that's results by region. Okay, we'll look at this one, the Eastern Victoria results. Let's see how they're going there. Okay, Victorian Socialists. Oh, well, see, it could be worse, guys. It could be worse. They got 0.51% of the vote, so they can't sort it by a quota. Darren Hinch's party got 1.46. Liberals got 35. So they've got 2.13 quotas. This is for the upper house there. Angry Victorian Party, 0.39. Now this is the one. Oh no, the AVP. They exposed the deal making there. They exposed the deal making there. So, I mean, they did worse than the Socialists. The Freedom Party did 1.99%. Fiona Patton's Reason Party got 0.89, so that's good. The Libertarian, that's, well, voted for lockdowns. Voted for increased restrictions. We went through all the. I mean, Victoria has a Human Rights Act. We went through it. All the rules, the paperwork they did, they had to override it. So, Labor DLP, 3.48%. The Health Australian Party, 0.39. I mean, these votes are tiny. New Democrats, oh boy, they've kind of crap. Oh, LNP. Pauline Hanson, 4.67%. They're, yeah, right up there. They're right up there. They might get a quota. Family First Victoria, 2%. Liberal Democrats, 2.5%. Okay, so they didn't do too bad, but look at the Greens, guys. Look at the Greens, 8.87%. Shit. Legalised Cannabis Victoria beat the Freedom Parties. They're almost equal to One Nation. They beat Family First. They beat Liberal Democrats. I mean, if the Liberal Democrats everyone who voted for legalised cannabis should be voting for the Liberal Democrats. Okay? If you voted for them, then you definitely get more of a upper house. Why are you voting for a tokenistic bullshit party when you vote for the Libertarians, who want to legalise anyway? Shooters, 4%. United Australia Party. Is that still around? Animal Justice Party. Oh, boy. Transport Matters Party. Sack Dan Andrews and Restore Democracy. Okay, this is the fake party. This is the fake party that just ended up funneling votes to Labor. And John O'Brien, 0.3%. So there you go, guys. It's interesting to see that district. Okay. A vote for Labor was a vote against ScoMo. Yeah, but ScoMo's gone, man. Okay? Now you've got Dutton. Let's see, the North Metropolitan Region results. Let's check that one out. The Northern. This is the upper house here. What do we have? Family First, 1.4. Liberals, 24. Transport Matters, New Democrats. Yeah, I mean, it seems similar throughout. Liberal Democrats, 1.16. Hinch's party, 0.96. Hinch was a big disappointment, seeing him get in power. What he was like as opposed to when he was out of power, when he was just a normal person. Legally free. Shooters, fishers and farmers should not be rivaling LDP. Too many uneducated people think that shooters is the name. In the name is more libertarian, I think. Yeah, our shooters have some real lefty policies. They really have some very left-wing policies. There's a very little similarity between the libertarians and the shooters party on some things. We need a shooter, fisher, farmers and marijuana party. Yeah, you got that. You got the Libertarian Party. That's the one. You know, that's the thing. Companions and Pets Party. Oh boy, how many parties are there? Companions and Pets? Animal Justice Party, 1.4. Are they against each other? Labor, I mean, there you go. Look at the Greens, 20%. 20%, guys. Shit. Victoria is a green state. And they want to ban gas now. You can't even use gas for cooking. Isn't that awesome? Oh, boy. Well, I can't say we're so... Shit. Look at that. Victorian Socialists trounced so many other parties there. Fiona Patton, 3.59. Wow. Formal votes, informal votes, total votes. What? Is that all? Total, is that all they've counted, or is that all they've done? Jimbo, can't wait for the power grid in Victoria to struggle. Oh, they'll just import power from other states, like they always do. Okay, let's see what Sky's saying here.
Greens ahead of the Liberal Party. Then you'll see the Greens likely move just ahead in Albert Park. But it's really close, even though that's a big margin. You wouldn't call that because of that reason. So that could change and flip that result, if you like. The other Greens targets we're looking at right now that are looking really good, of course, Richmond is a certainty, and Northcote as well. You can see the primary vote of the Greens going well ahead, or just behind, I should say, to Labor, but they get help this time from the Liberal Party and preferences below them. So Labor on those numbers are not that far off Northcote, but when we've seen the two-party preferred go, it is a relatively narrow lead to the Greens, but a good enough lead, you'd say, at this stage. When we're looking at the Teals as well, it is a bit more of a mixed story that the panel were alluding to. So we take Kew and Hawthorn. That's where it's looking better at the moment.
Wait, we got Teals in Victoria again. Oh, this is bullshit. They're a party. This is, oh.
Pass mark for a Liberal trying to hang on to their seat when they're up against a Teal and a Labor candidate, because this vote all combines pretty well. They don't get every single preference, but it's quite disciplined, those preference swaps between Greens, Labor and the Teal. So for that reason, you see the Teal just behind. Postal vote will help the Liberal candidate. So it's very tight there. If you had to put...
Teal shouldn't be independent.
You wouldn't be calling that seat. So not as strong, but in with a decent chance there. The other one where they're going pretty well in, of course, at the moment is Hawthorn. and this is John Postage trying to win back his seat. The issue here is...
Luke is going, let's be honest, nothing is going to change unless there's a revolution in Australia. Just not enough people want a new beginning. Let's work towards owning nothing and being happy. Yeah.
On the two-party preferred. At this stage, the computer's saying too close to call. So he's made a bit of ground up. Maybe you want to see a bit more postal vote come in. At this stage, it's looking like a bit of an uphill battle for him, though. Overall, with the Teals, that's been the good story for them in Mornington. But around these areas, it hasn't been as good for them so far. And Sandringham, in fact, if you look at the price...
Simon's asking. A Teal it's a funded independent with a climate agenda. So it's a fake independent. So yeah, preferences hard left. Yeah, a bunch of Karens, literally a bunch of Karens, a bunch of soccer moms. Yeah, middle-aged women that are injected into seats to disrupt the Conservative vote. Pretty green, pretty climate change concerned. Yeah. Some of the shit they're calling for, and they've got money. They've got money behind them, and they've got money themselves. So they're not going to understand what life is like for normal people. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. I don't think there's much more to talk about. How you all going otherwise? We'll have a look here. Yeah, I mean, we've been going for about an hour. I think that's it for tonight. Oh boy. Let's see what ABC has to say.
For Australia, and I think the work that Daniel Andrews has done he's been one of the most progressive governments in our state's history. He's invested in schools, he's invested in infrastructure. He's also going to make publicly owned renewable energy something of the future, which I'm really excited about. So
Josh Burns, David Spears here, just looking at the results in Albert Park, which falls in your federal electorate of Macnamara. The Labor primary vote's down 11%. How nervous does that make you?
It'll be okay, Silver Noob. Don't worry, with them building all the bloody windmills and shit, there'll be more demand for silver. It'll be good. It'll be good. Lucky you have your stein for vomit after hearing that. Nah, you build a strong constitution. Oh, boy. All cheering for their end. Frank is saying, yeah, I mean, this is what they voted for. This is Victorians. Legally free. So does 2.5% of vote mean we get a seat in one of the houses for the LDP? It depends on the preference flow. It's pretty complicated in those houses. Maybe. It could be. Depends on where it goes. If the shooters and fishers and they shifted their vote there, people, if the Greens shifted some preferences there, we'll have to see. It'd be good. You'd want some libertarian voices in the upper house in most states. We don't even have that option here in Queensland. But at the very least, they can vocalize dissent against the majority so people can realize. Off-roading for Oz. Not much to say, disappointed, but people need to suffer before they revolt. Yeah. Times need to get a lot harder. We need to have a complete disaster of a state-owned renewable energy system, blackouts returning to Victoria. People need to realize. And more taxes, more expenses, more costs. It's going to be a few terms for it to filter through. And then people are just going, yeah, shit, I'm leaving Victoria, going somewhere else, hopefully. So, yeah. Sadly, people don't realise we have one of the best voting systems in the world. Yeah, Master Pack. KF is saying, "G'day, Florian. Well, we lost here in Vic, but I knew so, no surprise. Hope your family been well. Yeah, we're all good, mate. We're all good. I'm just doing a takeoff of the rebar. I need to put in some beams under the house. That's going to be fun. So, guys, Luke's talking about ICQ. You're showing your age there, mate. There you go. So, I think that's it, guys. I think I'm gonna call the stream for the night. Is there anything else you want to talk about before I go? Anything you want to see? I don't think anyone's surprised. Yogi Bear wants to be spanked by Dan. Oh, I think that I'm thinking I'm going to cut the beard. I've had enough. It's getting so bloody hot. I don't think I'm going to do the Viking thing. I think that novelty of that's worn off. Justice, if he wins, he'll fall down some more steps. Yeah, well, weren't they stairs or it was a garden? I mean, yeah. Well, guys, thank you all for joining me for the stream. And, yeah, I mean, that's it. Victoria is voted in Labor majority. Looks like all the issues people had with lockdowns, with restrictions, they've all forgotten about it now. They're more excited about state-owned national utilities and government-paid tampons. I mean, there we go. Well, take care, guys. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. And chin up, Silver Noob. It'll be okay, mate. It'll be okay. And thanks to all the patrons who support the channel, and appreciate it, guys. Thank you all very much. I think we've got another one. I've got to update the list. But yeah, all good. It was already called before I even got to my stream.